Hey guys, and welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're with me because tonight is a special night and we've got a special supper to fix for a special guy. So let me just welcome you. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining. Please hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and give me a thumbs up. And I'm just glad you're here. And if you're my old faithfuls and you're back, welcome back. I know you're glad you're here, and we're just going to fix a special supper tonight. Okay guys, well today is November 5th, and that's a special day because that is Bryant's birthday. And Bryant asked me this morning for fried pork chops. So what do you do when the man of your dreams asks you for fried pork chops? You give him fried pork chops. So that's what we're doing tonight. I'm not quite ready to put them on yet, but I wanted to show you what I've done so far in preparation. I have gone ahead and made my my Formula L biscuits. If you have not seen that video, I will link it down below. Today's been kind of a crazy day. I started out by getting out my decorations. You can see I've got a few up here. That was so covered in grease and dirt and grime. I took everything off of there, washed it. It was bad. I don't have a hood over my stove, so all that grease goes right up there, and it was bad. So back to the pork chops. Let me show you what I've done. I just bought a package of assorted pork chops, and I put them in this dish, and I've just poured just a little bit. They're not even soaking in buttermilk. I just have a little bit of buttermilk on them, kind of wetting them, and I'm gonna move them around and kind of make sure the ones on the top get down in there. And so, and I've got them out getting to room temperature. And so once they get to room temperature and once the kids get here, I'll be ready to go ahead and get these going. But so far, that's what I've done. Now let me show you the breading I have ready. Okay, so while the pork chops are coming to room temperature and they're just kind of sitting, hanging out in the buttermilk, I have here some self-rising flour. If you watch Tammy from Collar Valley Cook or me, you know that both of us fry things in self-rising flour. It just makes it better and it's crunchier. Now what I'm probably going to add to this, I've already added like a 5-finger pinch of salt and a 5-finger pinch of pepper, and I've probably added a tablespoon of my Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Now I'm going to show you what I'm also going to add into this. I'm going to add approximately a teaspoon, this is 3/4, but I'm going to heap it up, of baking powder. And what that does is the self-rising flour makes it crunchy. But the baking powder, on the crunches of the self-rising flour, the baking powder kind of makes it more airy. So it's an airier crunch instead of a hard crunch. It's a crispy, airy, so that's why I added the baking powder in this. So in here is just self-rising flour, baking powder, ranch, the dry ranch dressing mix, salt and pepper, and that's it. But you can season with whatever you want to. If you have a special pork seasoning you like, then by all means, you go right ahead and you use it. So I am ready for supper, but Bryant's having a rough day. Bless his heart. The tractor is hung up in one of the fields that our employee was bush hogging in. So he's trying to get the tractor out. And so he said, don't cook supper yet. And so the biscuits are ready, just waiting to go in. This pan, let me show you this pan, y'all. It's a braising pan, I believe is what you call it, but I'm going to fry the pork chops in it. That pan, oh, it's so special to me. When I came home from the hospital, another YouTuber friend of mine who, she's been my mentor, and I look up to her very much, and we are a lot alike. And anyway, she sent me, when I came home from the hospital, her and her husband sent me a beautiful flower arrangement and this pan. I have been wanting this pan. A dear friend of mine works at Marshall's, and I've had her keeping her eye out for a pan, and she hasn't been able to find one. And so I've been looking and looking and looking, and my friend from YouTube sent it to me, and oh, I'm so grateful. And actually tonight's the first night I'm getting to use it. Bryant used it when he cooked supper for me when I came home from the hospital, but this is the first time I'm getting to use it. So you should have heard me hollering at him, "Don't you scratch it, don't you use metal," you know. "You be careful with that pan." And so I'm getting to use it tonight. But anyway, we will, let me tell you what else I got going. I've got potatoes in here, hadn't even turned them on yet. And in fact, because Caroline's bringing me another bag of potatoes from the store, because I think I may need a couple more. And over here I have, I don't fix these often, and I don't know why, because I love them. Oh, I can't even see. Hold on. Let me get a spoon. That's my seasoning floating around in there. Lima beans. Do you like limas? I like limas. And they're good. May need just a little bit of salt. I'm glad I tasted them. All right. And I wish I had some corn to go in there, but I don't have any corn. I'll have to go out to the freezer and see if I have some. But anyway, okay guys, that's it. I'll bring you back when it comes time to put the pork chops in the fryer. Hey guys, I had to go change shirts because I've got the cutest little 12-week-old baby boy here with me today, and he decided it was time to spit up, so I had to go change. But y'all, I've got a microphone starting now at this point. I'm going to watch the video and see if I can tell a difference or not, and we'll decide if we're going to use this microphone from here on out or not. But let me show you. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bread the pork chops, even though Bryant hadn't come home yet and said, "I'm ready to eat." It doesn't hurt to go ahead and bread them and let them sit, because the clumpier they get, that's that crunch you're gonna like. So I'm gonna reach down in here and get the ones on the bottom first. Okay, and remember, this is self-rising flour and some seasoning. That's all it is, and a little bit of baking powder. And I'm gonna turn you down so you can watch. I'm just pressing in that flour into it good. All right, so now I'm gonna set it over here. I have the top of this. This was the thing you sat down in here and you could shake it, but I like to just use it like this and then use this as a rack to lay them on. Now we're gonna get another one off the bottom. This is one of those weird ones. Once I got close to the end of the pack, they were shaped weird. I guess it's as it came to the end of the loin or whatever. So even if they start getting moist and it looks like it's soaking it up, that's a good thing. I didn't get that one off the bottom, did I? Well, y'all, I've been decorating today, and I haven't gotten it completed. And I won't be completed till the day after Thanksgiving, because we go get a live tree the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I will give you a tour once I get the tree up. I really want to do white lights, but I know that my grandkids are going to love the colored lights because my kids wanted colored lights when they were little. Because I used to do white lights and they wanted colored lights. So I changed to colored lights when they were little. And I've just never gone back. And now I have grandbabies. So I'm going to get a second tree for the dining room. And it's going to be one of those little, I want to say Adirondack, but it's alpine trees. They're very kind of rustic looking, and I'm really not sure how to decorate one of those. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to get yet. We'll see. Okay, guys. I'm not sure how many pork chops I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like I'm doing 7 pork chops. I saved 2 out. There was 2 more. And I thought I can do something for breakfast with those or something. Judah's watching Blippi, and he wanted to watch the Halloween one, which he just really does pumpkins. But they're singing the Halloween song, Halloween. If you're little kids, if you have little toddlers, they need to check out Blippi. He's silly, but he's very educational. Judah has learned so much about farm equipment. He's learned, I mean, everything. Like, Judah's really learned a lot. I mean, if you watch him as an adult, you're going to think he's silly, and he is. But that's just part of his appeal. Okay, so I'm just going to let those rest over there. I'm going to keep this just in case I feel like I need to dip some more. But I'm going to dump this out and wash it up and wait for Bryant to come in and give me the thumbs up. Okay, finish supper. Okay, guys, it's starting to bubble and sizzle, and I'm going to drop a little flour. I thought I had some on my hands, but let's see here. Let me just take a pork chop. And if you can see it wiggling around in there, I think it's almost ready. I'm going to let it get just a little bit hotter. Alright. I believe we're pretty close. So I'm going to lay one in. It's not sizzling quite like I want it to, so I'm going to let it get a little hotter. Okay, guys, I've got the first one going in. And these are some big pork chops. They're odd shaped. I'm not really sure what they are, but... Alright, we're going to go for about 4 minutes on this side. And I may turn it down. I've got it on high right now. I'm going to turn it down to medium high. And we're going to let it go for 4 minutes. And I'll bring you back when we turn it. Okay, guys, we're getting ready to turn it. Look how pretty. Well, I might turn this one. Alright, we're going to let it go on this side for about 3 to 4 more minutes as well. And then we'll put our next and last batch in. Okay, guys, I'm going to grab them out of here. I've got a rack over here I'm laying them on. I'll bring you over and show you in just a minute. right, let's go in with our second batch. Hey, look, you're on camera being ugly. Uh-oh, Judah's acting ugly. Bubbles. He loves his bubbles. Honey, don't touch that. It's hot and it will burn you. Come on. Okay, we're gonna let this fry. Uh-oh. I'm gonna do that again. Oops. Okay, guys, there they are. I've got them on my rack, and we'll put them on a plate in just a little bit when I get the other ones out. Okay, guys, I've got all the pork chops up, and I have poured out the grease, but I left some of those dark bits over there. Now, onto the gravy. Out of the grease I scooped up, I'm putting about 1/3 of a cup of grease back in here. And if I could pick up some of them bits, I did. Alright, and we're going to want about the same exact amount of flour. And for some reason, I always use all-purpose for my gravy. I don't think it really matters, but that's the way I roll. And we're going to turn the heat back on. And we're going to let that flour cook and get it all worked in and get all the lumps out. And I need a pot holder. Let me just tell y'all, I love this pan. And I'm being very gentle with my whisk. I know it's wire, but I'm really just barely scraping the bottom. Really not even scraping, just kind of rubbing over. Just, I want to get all the lumps out of this flour. And I want to let it cook so the flour taste gets cooked out. I want it to brown good. And I have no idea how to tell you how much milk to put in. Because I just pour. I'm going to guess though. Alright, that's probably 3 cups of milk. I'm guessing. And you want to be sure to whisk, because you don't want it to bind up on you. And if it gets too thick, we'll add more milk. But I'm fixing to show you the most important part to making gravy. And that is to be sure you season it. A bland gravy is nasty. So I'm going in with a good amount of salt and a good amount of pepper. And we're just going to wait for it to bubble. And then we may add more milk. We actually could have cooked that flour a little longer, but my family is hungry. They've left the hungry stage and they've moved on to the hungry stage, and they're fixing to enter the hangry stage. What are you trying to do? You trying to do something? You can probably get ice now.
I was doing on video.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Playing of the ice.
Alright guys, well we are just working away. I'll stop stirring for a minute and you can see it's starting to bubble a little bit. And once it starts to boil, it's going to thicken up and we'll know how much extra milk we need to add. You can see, I don't know if you can see how well you can see that. I'm sorry if you can't. But yeah, it's going to be good and thick. Bryant loves a thick gravy. I like mine a little bit thinner than he does. So I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. It is his birthday, so I'm going to have to keep it on the thick side. Okay guys, I've probably added 4 cups of milk total. Alright. I'm going to get my bowl out, and I'm going to meet you guys over at the island so I can pour this up for you guys. Look at those brown bits of that. Oh, yeah. Of those pork chops. Yummy. Hey guys, well guess what? It's the next day. Everybody was so hungry last night, and we're so excited over the meal I was having that when we got in the dining room, I totally forgot to film Bryant tasting the pork chop. Well, guess what? We had one left over.
So that means...
Tell them how the meal was last night.
Oh, it was exceptional and phenomenal.
They can't see me good.
Do what?
They can't see me good.
Oh, well, you need a stool. There you go. The breading on the pork chops, I told her last night that was the best pork chop she'd ever fixed.
He said, "What'd you do different?" I said,
"What'd you do different?" So anyway,
so we had one left over. So I nuked it, not in the microwave. I don't know what you call it when you stick it in the air fryer. Heating it back up. I'm not sure. Reheated it. And it gives that kind. Hopefully, it'll give that crunch back. But
it did. It really did.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. Hi guys. Here is this pork chop. The only thing missing this morning is the gravy.
We ate the gravy. Well, there's just a little bit. We dumped it out.
That's hot.
I think he needs an interpreter. I think he just said it's just as good today as it was last night.
It is. The breading is good. What'd you use in the breading?
Self-rising flour with a little bit of baking powder and ranch dressing mix, the powder dressing mix, salt and pepper. That's it. And I put a little bit of, I soaked them in a little bit. I didn't really soak them in buttermilk. I just wet them with buttermilk.
But I'm telling you, these are to die for pork chops. You gotta fix them.
So there you have it. The day after. Happy birthday, day after, by the way.
And hers was 2 days.
I'm older, so we
Sunday.
don't celebrate mine.
Sunday.
I mean, I do get a meal, but that's all the celebrating I do. I don't acknowledge the birthday.
We're going to Italian is where she wants, I think.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so sorry it is the day after, but they were just hungry. And everybody was so excited. Caroline says, "Mama, this is my favorite meal." And I had no idea that was her favorite meal. And this is what he wanted. So, everybody was excited. And little Judah Bug, let me tell you, the boy loves a biscuit. The boy loves a biscuit. He ate, I don't know, 4? I think 4 biscuits last night. It was quite the sight. So anyway, thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. And remember, where if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.